Ohana online, testing, testing, testing. Testing. Hello. We are going to get started on seated on top of either your block or your bolster this evening. I'm just going to go shut the door and then I will be right with you. Hello, hello, hello. Well, whether you are in here in studio watching the replay or just watching us live virtually, I'm very happy to be here with you guys. I've been sitting in a car all day, driving home from Telluride. We left at 9 in the morning and it was just crazy traffic. Um, and I need this as much as you all do. So I'm so happy to be here with you all. You know, those rainstorms where everybody forgets how to drive and there's no real reason for stopping, but suddenly you're in stop traffic. So anyway, I'm really happy to be with you all in this space. And I want to introduce today's theme, which is about just being, that expression of being with what is, as we are now, who we are now, and whatever the circumstances are, which also means slowing down. I have the sound still on here. I can hear myself. Can you hear that behind you? Yeah. 1 second. There we go. Okay. Can hear myself echoing. So with all of that said, I invite you to make whatever you want of this theme and what being means for you. Whether that's slowing down, whether that's simplifying, being. So as we start this practice, either find a soft gaze or close the eyes, have your palms up or down. Usually I think of putting palms up toward the sky. If I want to receive energy, I'm looking to receive energy, receive something, being open. Palms down to root, to find calm, peace, etc. We'll take a few breaths here. Visualize a balloon just below your rib cage, and with every inhale, you fill that balloon up. With every exhale, you let that balloon out. Feeling the rise and the fall, the expansion and retraction. Coming into being, feeling into your aliveness with every breath in and breath out. Just a few more breath cycles here. Final breath cycle. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Gently begin to come off your block or your bolster. And we're going to start off with child's pose, finding something very nurturing for ourselves this evening. Now, I'm going to take child's pose a little bit differently with my block supporting underneath the bolster. You may take it however you'd like, but making it even more gentle, you might take your block and place it underneath to raise that bolster even higher towards you. Finding your way into child's pose. I usually like to bring my bolster nice and close, really snuggle it in. And then a couple different ways that you can keep your arms. You can stretch them out in front of you. You can wrap them behind you in a hug. And turn your neck one direction, and I'll let you know when you can switch it to the other direction if you want to find some symmetry. Now, part of being able to just be, something that I often will invite in these restorative classes, is I myself find that I'll get into a restorative pose, and if I don't like something, I feel like I have to still stay there. You don't need to stay there. You're not imprisoned here. Change something. Adjust how your hips are. Change where the bolster is. It doesn't matter. Whatever is going to allow you to really be here, whatever that means for you. you would like to switch your position and gaze the other way, feel free to do so now. Take a big breath in and out. Slowly start to unravel. We're going to keep this really simple. We're going to bring our knees over towards the left of the bolster, bringing your left hip to that bolster. We're going to find side child to start to get into the oblique and the side body. Again, you can keep your bolster up on that block or you can lower it down to the ground. I like to keep my knees in towards me. You can also extend them out. That's perfectly fine. What happens from here is you start to walk your way down the bolster, finding a side child's. Usually I'll turn my head the opposite direction. So in this case, towards the right, or excuse me, towards the left. If your left hip is against the block, then I'll turn it towards the left. Yeah, cool. You can test out which way feels best for you, acknowledging and honoring any tension in the neck, through the shoulders, etc. What would it be like to just be here in this shape? Just exist, not needing to do or expect anything to happen. Take a big breath in. And exhale. Begin to unravel. Slowly walking your way up. From here, we're actually going to turn so that our sacrum, our back, is against the bolster, which I would recommend putting up on the block this time. From here, a couple different ways that you can take this pose. I invite coming into this butterfly, letting your knees fall out toward the side, feeling that stretch through the groin, hip flexors, and then allowing yourself to settle down onto the bolster. Once again, you might find either your palms can rest on your inner thighs to help press them further down towards gravity, or you may open your hands up toward the sky, placed beside you or down on the ground, depending on the energy you're looking to feel. Allowing your gaze to soften or your eyes to close. Feeling the openness, extending through the heart space, the belly, right out through the hips. Take a big breath in. Feel your heart, your belly swell. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, expand. Exhale, release. I invite you to bring your hands to the outsides of your thighs, to bring your knees together. And from here, you can go ahead over to your right hip, coming on to your right side body. We're going to be taking side childs the other direction. I'm just going to spin around here. So just the easiest way that you can possibly get into this pose. Making it really subtle. Finding the position that you want your legs to be in. And then walking your hands down. You gaze the same way as your knees are pointing or the opposite direction. Come back into your breath, feeling the swell of your heart, of your belly, meeting the bolster. And then gently begin to unravel, pressing your way up, all the way to seated for just a moment. As you find your way here, let's roll up the shoulders on an inhale. Exhale, roll it back. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Beautiful. Bring your left ear towards your left shoulder. Then the chin can dip down toward the chest. Come over to the right shoulder. Back down to the chest. Rolling through the throat chakra a few times here. Noticing any tension, not only in your neck and your shoulders, but also your jaw, your face. Once the chin comes back towards the center of your chest, slowly roll up. From here, we'll find tabletop. You can go ahead and set your bolster, your block aside for now. Preferably towards the front of your mat because we're going to be using the side areas. Finding yourself in tabletop, since we're here, let's take a cat-cow. It's always a nice way to put things together. Inhale, find cow, drop the belly, shine the heart. Exhale, concave through the chest. Tailbone drops, pelvis tucks. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Coming back to neutral tabletop. Inhale, reach the right hand toward the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. Bring that arm in between the left hand and the left knee and lower down toward the ground. As you arrive here, a few options I have for you. You can walk the left fingers forward so that the left arm is extended. Next, you can bring your right elbow to your left knee or towards it. You're creating more space here. So if you wanted, you could actually move further, coming up past your shoulder, starting to move this twist into your upper body, or further into your upper body, I should say. Finding whatever shape feels most meaningful, most delicious for you this evening. You may also extend your left leg back in space, straightening it out. Begin to walk your left hand back in to support you. Rise that right hand up toward the sky and bring it down. We'll switch to the other side. Inhale, left arm extends up. Exhale, thread the needle. Same options as before. You can walk your right hand forward. You can bring your left elbow towards your right knee. And you might extend your right leg out. Begin to walk your right hand back in to support you. Left hand can come up to the sky and bring it down. From here, we're going to come all the way down to our belly. All the way down. Continuing to work into the upper body, giving our pecs some love this time. Left hand will extend out in a T shape. Hand is in line with the shoulder. That's very important. From here, move your hips to the right. So just pick them up and move them slightly to the right if possible. You can use your right hand now to begin to press yourself over onto your left hip. And yes, you can bring that top leg if you'd like up so that the knee is up toward the sky if you'd like. Otherwise, just keep the leg. This is more than enough, just keeping those legs as they are grounded. Finding whatever shape feels best for you, resting the head down on the ground. Whew. Breathing into any tension you find in that space from all your life activities. That's what soreness sometimes is, right? It's evidence of activities, evidence of joy, evidence of living. This is our opportunity to breathe some extra love, space into those places. One more breath cycle. In and out. And then come back onto your belly. Staying on this same side, working into the pec minor. Bring your elbow in line with the shoulder. So before I had asked you to bring your hand in line, this time you're more in a cactus position, okay? So your elbow's in line with the shoulder and the hand is up higher. Yeah, exactly like that. Perfect. Bring that down toward the ground. You can shift your hips over to the right once again. And then turning onto the hips. So you likely will notice a different sort of sensation here. So if you'd like, here, you might just bring your hand up so you're more in this cactus position. Oh, you did? Perfect. Okay, great. How did that feel for you? It was good. Good. Good, yes. The pec minor's tighter, so usually you can't go quite, well, I can't go quite so far, I'll say. Yeah, so, being curious here, what feels different? Working into the pec minor instead of the pec major. What would it look like? What would it feel like to just be here? That's all that is. This is a very beautiful stretch for the forward world that we live in. We tend to be very hunched forward. This is about opening up. One more breath cycle. Let it out. Slowly unravel. Coming back onto your belly. From here, we'll switch to the other side. So extending your left arm out to the side, hand in line with the shoulder, and then shift your hips slightly to the left. And roll on to the right hip. Now I specifically have you walk your hand out, keep it in line with the shoulder, and shift your hips. And that's all to make sure that we're not pinching into the shoulder. So if you notice any pinching or pain, rather than just your body undoing all that we have kind of created in the intensity of the world we live in, please change something or give me a wave and let me know so I can assist. Breath in, expand. Breath out, release. Slowly, intentionally unravel, coming on to your belly. And then you know where we're headed. Make that cactus with your right arm. Shift your elbow over to the right, and then begin to turn onto the right hip. So you start to work into the pec minor, just as we did on the other side. Noticing any differences in sensations and meeting it with curiosity versus judgment. Continue to breathe. The more breath you have, the more breath you send into this area, the more you'll find some space while also finding support with the ground, the earth beneath you. Breath in, breath out. One more breath cycle, and then you can mindfully unravel. Onto your belly. From here, bring your hands underneath you, hug your elbows in towards midline, and press yourself back. You can come through an unsupported child's pose or puppy pose, just sinking back for a moment. And then pull yourself forward. We're going to grab our bolsters, coming down all the way to our backs. Having your bolster close by, so that once you arrive on your back, you can slide it underneath your hips. You can do so by pressing your feet down into the ground, lifting your hips up, and sliding that bolster underneath, or however you'd like to get there. Once you arrive, you can send your feet up towards the sky for a version of legs up the wall. If you'd like to find a wall and do this on the wall, you may. Visualizing the lactic acid traveling down from the tips of your toes all the way out. You may continue to stay and enjoy this pose, this shape. Or you may make your way into another shape that feels more nourishing for our final minutes together. Some potential options might be bringing the bolster underneath your knees as you come into Shavasana. You might also take one of the shapes that we play with throughout the class, like having the bolster under the block and laying open in the butterfly. Listen into your body. What do you need most right now? What would allow you to just be? Visualize yourself going into tomorrow, this week, with this just be energy, showing up to each obligation, each event, each opportunity you have with this just be. Noticing any colors, words, images that are connected to this for you. Notice any sensations in your body that feel especially close to this way of being. Take a breath in to seal it. Breath out to let that vision be free and be out there. Begin to wiggle toes and fingers. Slowly making your way to seated, being mindful of your tools, your bolster, your block. Once you arrive, you can keep your eyes closed. Take one hand to your heart and the other to your belly, and just be here for a moment. Sending gratitude to yourself for showing up to this practice. Your presence is seen and felt in this space. I'm grateful to all of you for sharing yourself, your energy here with us as a community. Take a breath in, all for you, filling yourself with love, compassion, understanding, presence, and power. Breath out. Hands can come to heart center to press, and we'll take a final community breath together. Inhale and exhale. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here in this space. We did a lot of love for the heart space and the upper body today. And so when I teach again on Thursday, we'll be doing some more love for the lower body. If you ever have any shapes that you want to practice here on your mat with me, please let me know. If you ever have any feedback or questions, I am always open to that as well. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the Sunday.